Hey guys, welcome back to an episode of Let's Chat with Lily. We missed you guys. We're so glad to be back. It's been busy. It's been a minute. How are you guys doing? It's me, your girl Lily, and I just missed you guys, man.
Hey guys, it's SA2, aka Cole, and I'm back.
I'm back like I'm Olo. She's back like I'm Olo.
It's been a while, guys.
It's been a while.
January has been January and February has been brewing.
I wonder what has it been brewing, because I know it's the month of love. So, how was your Valentine's Day? Let's start there.
It was nice.
It was
Getting
nice.
a 2 years experience of celebrating Valentine. For 28 years, I didn't know what is that. 28 years? Yeah, I've been celebrating. I think I asked about words on Valentine. I thought I didn't like it.
Oh, you thought you didn't like it,
Yeah.
and now
Listen, if you don't Valentine me, you're gonna have a problem.
you like it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, that's interesting.
How was yours?
How was my Valentine? Oh, it was good. It was busy. I had something with the children in the morning. I had work. Then after work, I was making products.
Way.
And then after the products, then we went out for dinner.
But you guys went out for lunch.
Oh,
So you did lunch and dinner?
Yeah.
Ha!
Oh my.
Oh,
I
Sabawel. When is the ring coming? So that I come Valentine. I actually forgot that we went out for lunch. You guys went out for lunch once and I saw you and then you guys recorded and then you went for dinner.
Yes. So we went out for lunch because Mr. was hungry, and then we went out for lunch, and then we came back from lunch, and then I carried on working, and then I made products, and then after that we went for dinner, and there was a what you call this, a karaoke night.
Oh wow, where's the evidence?
The evidence, Chum, you know how I am so behind with evidence. I only took a picture of my actual gift at night. And the only reason why I ended up taking a picture of my actual gift at night was because my friends were asking,
Wow,
where's the
what
content? Where is the content?
Huh? She recently got a puppy this week and the daughter is licking the drink. Hey?
Alright.
What is that? What's going on?
I'm drinking like Sky. Come this side, baby. Come this side. Come to mama. Whoa. Tell me you got a puppy this week without telling me you got a puppy this week. Tell me you got a puppy this week without telling me you got a puppy this week.
What?
And that's how it goes. Anyways. So,
There you go, Tremi. Bye-bye.
bye.
Ask Auntie to open for you. Bye.
Bye.
Close the door.
Bye. Close the door. Alright. Anyways, so then we went out and that was that. But it was very nice. And my gift had my name on it. I didn't even
You didn't even show me your gift.
I know, I'm the worst person. Guys, life is busy.
Sana.
It's busy.
In my next life, I'm getting married. Then I get so many gifts that I even forget to tell people what's it. Jonga.
It was chocolates. It was Lindt chocolates.
Where they?
They're upstairs. But there was a box and then there was a little hamper. So the box had like a ribbon that was printed Happy Valentine's Day, Lily.
Ooh. Sabawel.
And then there was a little hamper. I think it was so cute.
Sana must go and see.
Yeah,
After
sure
this,
you.
we'll go and see.
Alright, anyways, today's episode is about sisterhood.
Oh my. I didn't even know, guys.
So today we are talking about sisterhood. I think before we even get started, let's define it. What is it to you? And then what is it? And then I'll define it. I think it's
Why am I starting?
Okay, must I start then?
Wait, first. delinquent. I can't compete with that. So I will start. Sisterhood for me is having, it can be your actual sister, or it can be friends or cousins.
Yes.
Or yes, like people where they build you.
Yeah.
You can have fun with them, you can be vulnerable with them, and they're not scared to correct you. They don't care whether
How you receive it.
how you're gonna receive it, because the intention there is always
Yes,
it's always
it
pure.
wasn't spiteful, or I also agree with that, because I think when it comes to sisterhood, that is where I am the richest as a human being now. And I'll say the richest because
Now show me, what's this necklace?
I
keep looking at
it. One of my other sisters, my non-blood sisters, got me this
Oh,
as a late birthday present. It's cute,
so
isn't it?
nice. Son, I keep looking and I'm like, I'm nice.
Angela got me this.
So nice.
Yeah. So I would say I am rich in that sense that I have biological sisters, and then I have friends who are as close as sisters, because the relationship is so tightly bound, or it's so tightly woven that they fit in the same category.
Yeah.
Which is nice, because I have you guys, I have all of you guys, and the relationship with all of you guys is amazing. And then I have girlfriends that are amazing, that are like my sisters, that are there. Like whenever things are bad, and I look back, I see them there. Whenever things are good,
You see
and I look back, I see them there. And you guys, obviously, and you guys, unfortunately, you guys are stuck to me, so. I don't have a, you guys don't have a
This
choice.
is the moment I realize
Oba,
that I'm stuck with you.
you stuck with me, Tommy.
Did I realize and find out? I'm realizing.
You stuck with me. It's so bad. It's so bad, you know. So it can be, literally, sisterhood for me is just a relationship that builds, that supports, that loves unconditionally, that it challenges us as well, because I also feel like even with your own biological sisters, it's very, very tough sometimes, because we're all different people and we all have different views.
Yep. That's the beauty of it, though.
Yeah, and sometimes the views clash.
Yay!
And when they clash, they clash.
Kaboom!
I know for a fact that if there's issues between me and another sister, the other sister will have to now know, and they're not gonna hear it just from my side. They're also gonna hear it from the other side, and then they have to stay neutral.
And you know that you are a topic.
Yes.
Did you know what your sister did?
Yes. So you must know. So like for example, if I have a clash with Esetu and I'm gonna call Utemis, I'm gonna be like, you know what, Esetu did A, B, C, D, blah 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 blah, and she's gonna be like, really? Oh, okay. And then, but I know
Esetu is gonna
call Temis as well. And
she's like, and she will act like they don't know.
like she's not a single thing. It's the funniest thing ever. And then when we are okay and we are with her, then she's gonna be like, and then you called me and said A, B, C, D. And then she called me and said A. I'm just like, oh my goodness. But it's sisterhood. And it's the same with my friends as well.
Yeah.
I think it's the same with my friends as well. If somebody does something, I'm gonna call the other
Everyone.
guy. You know A, B, C, D did this and that and that.
But also it's a matter of, it's not even a matter of you gossiping, but it's a matter of the outlets, because both, when you share it to the other sister cares about your
Both of
relationship.
yes.
So they, at the end of the day, they're going to say something that is
building.
building.
Yes, it's not gonna be
Oh wrong, really?
Yes.
Wrong essay. But they're gonna make you realize where's your fault also, and the other person where's their fault.
I also agree
and
with
get
that.
to like mutual ground.
Yes. So I think that that's what I would define sisterhood as.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about the emotional support
Okay.
that comes with sisterhood. right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, you guys provide a safe space where I can share my feelings, where I can share my challenges, where I can share the hard things that I am going through without being worried about judgment, even though you guys are going to discuss it behind my back. I don't really care.
I don't give a
I don't really
Usman
care.
one would say, I don't care a damn.
Yes. I don't really care whether you guys are going to discuss it behind my back or not.
Yeah.
But for me, I have got what I needed because I will offload. So for when, what is the emotional support? What are the things that you feel like are the best part when it comes to emotional support for sisterhood?
What are the best parts?
Of having, like, what's the best thing? Like the best thing of
Having an unpaid therapist.
But okay, unpaid therapist. You don't like what the therapist says sometimes.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, therapist is not your life, it's my life.
So what must happen?
What must happen with what?
So what must you say? Must you not say it? Must you say it?
They must say it, but it doesn't mean that I'm gonna take what you're telling me.
I don't understand you.
What do you mean?
I don't understand you. Why must you say it? But what's the point of even saying it if you're not gonna take it?
You never know that I'm gonna take it or I'm not gonna take it. That's the thing. Do you ever know?
I don't. So how do you make that decision? How do you?
Does it make sense to me what you're saying? Yes. Does not make sense to me? No.
Okay, what about the times when I say something and you don't listen to me, and then what I said was gonna happen happens? Then what then?
Yeah, it happened so. So?
What do you mean so?
So what?
Why did you listen to me in the first place?
Listen, we all don't listen. Listen, as my man is all okay, we all don't listen. We all don't listen.
So it don't matter.
It don't matter.
Alright, so
So you said don't listen.
yeah.
Do I always not listen?
Not always, but sometimes I feel like
You might wait. Why I feel like, am I in an interrogation room?
no,
What did I do?
you're not.
What don't I listen?
No, you're not. We were talking about the emotional support, and then we got to the part where you don't listen. You're like, it's an unpaid therapist. So then we got to the part where I'm like, so why don't you listen to your therapist if it's an unpaid therapist? That's what I was trying to say.
I don't listen because who listens?
Everybody listens.
No. Everyone learns by going through something. No one learns by, hey, like our parents told us, hey, don't do this. Whoever listened.
Okay, I let you go. Alright, so you know how sisterhood can help people heal, can help people grow, it can help people, or it can offer encouragement, it can offer advice, you can offer advice, It's a little bit tough sometimes because you know as you grow through things as a person, as an individual now, you experience things and you may see certain things that somebody else has not experienced, like you're saying, but you try to warn them, and sometimes it comes across the wrong way, or it's not well received. Like for example, let's say I'm not gonna say about you specifically, but let's say I have been through a certain situation, right? And let's say there's a guy that you are dating or whatever, and I'll be like, yo, I don't think this is a good match for you, you know? But sometimes it's very easy to think about the next person is trying to dictate to you how to live your life.
Okay, but
Yeah, like I'm saying, like now in friendships, in sisterhood, sometimes because obviously there are clashes. There are clashes, and those clashes are caused by something.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of. But there are things that sometimes you may feel like, hey, if I say this person's gonna take it the wrong way. If I don't say this, you know, like it's hard. Like any relationship,
Okay, what's your question?
It's not a question, it's a notation.
Okay, you notate. But then also I think it all depends on, it's per relationship. Each relationship is different.
That's true.
And with time, as you know the sisterhood, the person, whether it's a friend or your sister, you get to know how the person is, how willing they are to. Because, like for example, another person is, they can take criticism without, or like to make them see something that they can't see, to show someone their blind spots. Some people are open to seeing their blind spots with you just approaching them and say, okay, I see that you might be missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
And then another person is more like, they'll come to you and say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then be like, okay, looking from the inside out, I see your blind spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you just need to
accommodate the person you're dealing with. Hey, but it's hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's true. It's like, for example, you might be a person who's very like blunt
Direct,
and
yes.
very direct, and then the other person on the other end, yes, they might learn to understand that you are like that, but also it must come back to you that that person
you're dealing with
was
is
not gonna take it when you are direct with them. So that's when then the friendship you guys, or the sisterhood you guys, get to discover each other on how do I become the best sister
to this
friend,
specific individual.
You can't
would
be
say
one
it's
blanket.
personalized. And you can't group everybody under one
blanket,
because they're not the
it's
same.
never gonna work, because we're not the same. Like, we sisters, we are not the same.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, for example, I could be confrontational to other people, but I can't take the confrontation when it comes back to me. I want to be handled in a different way.
Yes, yeah.
Vice versa. Another person might be more reserved and wait to be spoken to, but they prefer to be told straight up that I want to 4, 5
out of order. I get you. Gee whiz. So, once you have mastered how to communicate effectively with the people that you're in the sisterhood with, that's when the growth comes along.
Yeah.
The unwavering support, the encouragement, the advice, because now when you are offering your thoughts or your views on the situation, it's well received.
Yeah.
It's tough though.
But in the beginning,
it takes a while.
Yes,
it takes
the
a while to
beginning, you
get
guys
to that point, though.
we will clash. But if you need to be willing to also to resolve things, not let things go.
Yeah.
Because another thing is, it's easy for example, let's say I'm confrontational, you're not.
Yeah.
And then I learn to understand the person that you are, you learn to understand the person I am. But then if you don't work through things like, hey, Lilita, when you said this like this, it made me feel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then Lilita says the reason why I said this to understand. If you guys don't get back, if after like conflict, people don't iron things out, it can easily build up, and then one day one friend can just
like whatever.
To understand, but it's because the friendship needs maintenance.
Yes, I think all relationships do. They need constant, like you need build tools that you keep on chiseling away and fixing the prettiness of it, because it's not easy dealing with another human being outside of yourself.
Yeah.
Because the way you think about things, the way you see things, the way you do things is not the same as the person next to you. And it takes a whole lot of maturity to try and put yourself in the next person's shoes when there's conflict.
Yeah.
Like, it takes a whole lot, but okay, no, maybe they will think about things this way, or maybe this is how my message came across, or maybe this is how they received what I was saying, or maybe this, like it takes, and also now the next person, because it doesn't matter if you do it,
but if the other person
can't do it back, then it's late. That's
when you're gonna sit in a conversation. The other person is just expecting an apology, and the other person is not taking accountability.
Oh.
Because that happens. Like, for example, if let's say between me and you can put yourself in my shoes and
yes.
Like, okay, maybe I said to behave like this because of the
yeah.
But if I can't do the same back to you, say, but maybe only later did this or said this because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I can't do it, we can't ever sit in a conversation and make things out, because then I can't put myself in your shoes.
So when are you gonna come?
I'm gonna say, I'm just
say sorry.
Yes. You say sorry. I'm like, okay, and then I go, okay.
Where's my sorry? Or where's
my sorry? Or like,
where's my explanation?
So,
but I think that it's a tough thing.
and it's an effort.
It is.
It's an everyday
tough
effort.
thing. Yeah. And then now once you have mastered that, you have mastered how to communicate effectively with the people that you are in this relationship with, then it starts becoming something that empowers you, that builds your confidence. You know, Uba, if you are, there are things that should not be said about you in a room when you have people that are your sisters.
Yeah.
People should not feel comfortable to talk about your sister in a negative way to you, and they shouldn't think that it's okay.
Yeah, they must rather private themselves in a little corner.
Yes.
When you are, yeah.
Because then there's no empowerment. You're not building. I'm not gonna trust. I'm not gonna have confidence in you if I know, but if I'm not in the room and somebody has something else to say about Lily, it's gonna be like, even if you don't say anything,
Even if you keep quiet and say nothing.
even if you keep quiet, there's still a problem with you not saying anything. You cannot sit in a room where people are using my name in an ill manner, and then you just be like, I choose to plead the fifth.
And also, even worse, and then you're gonna come and say, they said, I'm like, and what did you say?
Why did they?
Why were they so comfortable to say such things
about me in front of you? You know?
Yeah.
Why? Why did they say it? So these relationships.
How do you deal with that?
With what?
Like, let's say you have a sister or a friend who will come to you telling about bad things that were said about you in your absence.
Yes.
How do you handle it?
Like, I think the first thing is, my thing is, I may not say this to you, but I'm gonna sit and ask myself, why did they feel comfortable to say these things about me in front of your face? Why did they not feel like these things that they were discussing were gonna come to me? You know, like maybe you found yourself in a situation where you can't leave, or you have to be there. Let's say, I don't know what the situation is, and you have to be there and you can't leave, or you're at a function or whatever the story is, you know, and this conversation starts, and these people are not people that you're used to. If then I feel like that is a situation where you can understand. But now, if this is a group of friends or people that we both know mutually, and they feel that they can come and talk bad things in your presence about me, and you do nothing, but the only thing you can do is come and tell me, but hey, our friends were saying this, and these are both our friends, then I'm worried. I don't know if that makes sense now.
You wanted to do what? Hey, Nashim. I'm not tap out.
What do you mean tap out? What
like I draw back.
So okay, let's say now we are in a situation where you are with people and they are gossiping, but these are people that we both know.
Okay.
Yes, and they start talking about me. What then?
Like how?
Like in a negative way. Oh, she thinks she's so.
Are you colored?
When you say you tap out, that's.
No, I mean personally. If it's directed at me.
Oh.
Like if you're gonna come and tell me, oh, and this person said this and this
about
and this,
you,
I will draw back from that specific person or that specific group of people.
Okay, no, I understand. I thought you meant that when you are in the presence of other people and they're discussing it like a third party, that you feel like they shouldn't be discussing them in this way, then you tap out. I'm like,
I'm like, I will tell you bye.
No, but that's true. I know what you mean, because I think it was the other day when we were on a live, and then somebody was like, I have low self-confidence. You were like, she can have everything. She literally could have anything, every other problem. Don't tell her she has.
Like if you're gonna come there and lie about someone, I'm like, hey, okay, tell the truth. Like it was so. Rather tell the truth again. Like don't lie.
I was just
like, say something that's true, okay, yeah. Because one thing about us, we're not scared to say, yes, I am that.
Yes, because you're very self-aware. Self-confidence.
No, low self-esteem.
Oh, yes, no.
Which one? The
Me.
one, there's no way, baby girl, baby boy.
So I do hear you when you say, but you are the type that would be like, you are wrong. But again, once you are in a relationship or you're in a sisterhood that is really healthy, it can really be a confidence booster. It can really empower you as an individual because, for example, me, I always want the best for the people around me.
Yeah.
And I will go above and beyond for them. If whoever I can help,
You will help.
I will help so that they get the best or they get to where they want to. So I'm very big on empowerment. I'm very big on confidence boosters. Like it's nice, man, to wake up in the morning and not be worried about what people are saying, your close circle is saying behind your back.
Yeah.
Or what your friends or your sisters are speaking about you behind. It's nice. You wake up, you're like, I will do. Even if things are not working out in whatever else you've got going on in your life, whether it's business, whether it's life, whether it's relationships, whether it's what, it's nice to say, at least I have my girls, or at least I have my sisters that I can lean back on and be like, yo, Ushubi.
Yeah.
So it's very nice to get to that point.
I'm curious to know in the sisterhood thing, right?
Yes.
What happens when trigger alerts? I'm coming for the channel.
Oh my goodness.
What happens when you have the sisterhood? Let's say I'll bring it home.
Okay.
You've got the sisterhood, and then all of a sudden I am in a relationship, and this relationship doesn't allow me to keep the sisterhood that I have with you. As the person on the outside who's not like your sister, your friend now has this relationship, right? And either, for example, they draw back, or their partner doesn't like it. For example, I'm bringing it back to me, like when my previous relationship, my partner didn't want to.
Yes.
He had his own issues.
Yes.
I'm rolling my eyes just for those on Spotify and Apple Music. What do you then do as the third party, now the third wheeling in the sisterhood? Because the sisterhood was there before the relationship. Now the sisterhood is being...
It's been tested.
It's being tested now because of this other party.
Yes.
As the third party, what do you do? And then as the person in the relationship, what do you do?
Okay. So for example, let's roll back, right? The person that is in the relationship, I think that the minute they are at a point whereby they feel like they need to choose between the sisterhood and the relationship, 90% of the time they're going to choose the relationship. They're going to choose the relationship, and I'll tell you why. We may be sisters, biological sisters. We may be good friends, but we're living our own lives. And our stories are different. They're written differently. They have different milestones. They have different goals. They have different, everything is different, right?
Yeah.
So now, this person ends up being in a relationship, and when you're in that relationship, you think, well, okay, this is my soulmate. This is where life goes. Like, this is it. And another thing about relationships now, before I get into the sisterhood, an actual romantic relationship, we are fed the narrative that it's not easy. We are fed the narrative that it takes sacrifice. We are fed the narrative that you need to persevere. You understand? So now that you are in this relationship, and this relationship is now testing this bond you have with this sisterhood person, or your friend, your sister, whatever. It's testing it, or it's questioning it.
Mm-hmm.
your loyalty is going to want to go with the person who is questioning it, because before they got to questioning it, right, they may have created a situation, or there may have been a clash, or there may have been a situation that happened between you and your sister that you may have shared with this party out of
vulnerability.
Yes, vulnerability, or just trying to get emotional support that you would think you would get from a partner, but this person will now take it and use it as a power tool. Yes, as a power ammunition, if I would say that, as a power tool, and they take that. So the thing that you had mentioned about, you know what, only later, I feel like she thinks she's the boss of me because she's older. Maybe you would have said something like that, right? And then you and your other person have a quarrel, and then you come to me, and then I say, I think you should do A, B, C, D, or my advice would be do A, B, C, D, and then you may act on it, and then you realize that I don't want to do this, so you fix things with your partner, and then you say, you don't really advise that I do A, B, C, D.
Okay.
I'm just saying, and the thing is, the hierarchy is this is the thing that's where I'm going, is that the hierarchy will always be partner and then everybody else. That's the problem. That's why it'll always be. So when you are in a relationship and your partner does not like me, does not want anything that's got to do with me, because for the sake of your relationship, because you don't want to be you don't want to be in the place where you're like, did I do everything to make sure this relationship works? You don't want to get to that point where you are questioning that, if I'm making sense. So when you are seeing that there are certain things that are causing unnecessary issues or even unspoken things, I feel like as people, we know our people. If I don't like discussing a certain individual, and when I said to you want to talk to me about that individual, you can read my body language, but I'm not interested in this person you're talking about. I don't care about it, so your sharing doesn't really excite me, it's not doing anything for me. And then you eventually stop sharing about this person because you can see, but it's not gelling. So it's the same with our relationships as well. So now if you are talking about me and the person that you are talking to about me doesn't like me, you're gonna eventually stop. Now you're gonna see, but oh, he's happier when I don't talk about my sister. He's happier, or there's less quarrels, or there's less misunderstandings, or there's less fights if I don't talk about my friend. So that's what I'm going to. But the hierarchy will be partner, children, family, friends. Am I lying? Or you don't see it that way?
No, I see it that way. But I think because of my stubbornness, really. Like if I believe in something,
what's wrong?
Nothing.
Oh!
That's why
I'm like, what's happening?
If I believe in something, like I feel like I will first push the wall before I back down. But I hear what you're saying. It makes sense.
So that's
but we're not the same as people.
Yes, we're not the same as people, and also it takes a while as well to see. Guys, the thing is, nobody has a formula, and there's a lot of information that we are flooded with when it comes to dealing with children, dealing with relationships, dealing with friendships, dealing with so and so, and in all of that information that you are flooded with, you need to pick and choose.
What works for you?
What works for you?
What resonates with you?
Yes, as an individual. Because what ends up happening is that you're gonna take everything. Let's make an example, right? You are a first-time mother. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has a remedy. Everybody has a method. Everybody has a schedule. Everybody has something to give you. Now, as a first-time mother, you are overwhelmed firstly because there's this individual that wasn't there before that now wants all of your attention, they want all of your energy, they take everything out of you, right? And then everybody's gonna be like, you know what? When I couldn't breastfeed, I did A, B, C, D. I drank this, I drank that. And then another person's gonna come to you and say, oh, your baby's bum has got this, try this. Your baby is what for this nappy rash, I use this. Use Vaseline. Don't use fragrance things on babies. Don't. Now, my experience with Vaseline may not be good. So I'm gonna say don't. And then the next person's experience with Bennett's may not be good. So they're gonna say don't. And then the next person's gonna have a problem with Johnson's and Johnson's. And then so now what are you gonna end up using?
What's comfortable with you?
But that's the thing, it takes a while for you to get to that point where you're like, I'm gonna see what I want to do, and I'll take your advice with a pinch of salt. So it's the same thing with relationships as well. We need to take everything that we have heard from our parents, from TV, all the narratives and all the ideas we have, and then we need to strip it down to what works for you and the person you're in a relationship with. Because also, it may work for Nanonat, but it may not work for one and one man. You understand what I'm saying? So now, or even, it may work for Nanonati, but it may not have worked for me and my ex. The same formulas, because there's variables that are coming into this. So that's why you can't just take everything as it is and be like, I can, I'm taking it as it is, and that's where it's going. Yeah, well, so okay, yeah. Okay. And then obviously now, this part of the topic goes into the experiences that we share as sisters.
Okay.
Do you think there is such a thing as too much sharing or oversharing in a sisterhood? You have no answer. Do you think there is such a thing as oversharing or too much information
In sisterhood,
yes?
when I feel like if you don't know, like you can tell if you I think your gut is always right to tell you whether certain things you can share or you can't share per specific person. Yeah.
Okay.
Like you can have different relationships with all your friends, because at the end of the day you wouldn't be friends with so many people if you get the same thing
from
one person. So each relationship offers you different things. So there's a certain person that you wouldn't talk about a certain thing. And there's a certain things that you talk about with another person. So no. And there's going to be that one person where you can talk about everything.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's per
It's
person.
per person. It's
Personalized.
specific.
Yeah. It's person
Okay.
specific.
And then accountability.
Okay.
Do we hold the people in the sisterhood accountable for their actions?
Yes, they should be. They should. Oh, then why have that relationship in the first place?
If you are not
Going to be accountable.
for what you are doing.
What part? Like that's why I even said in the beginning, you need to have an honest and vulnerable relationship with the sisterhood. If you're gonna come to me and say, "Oh, SH2 they did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10." Lilith has got the right to ask, but why would Nestle do 3 and 4? What did you do? That's where the growth comes in being able to show the other person's blind spot. But girl, I think
you were
now,
out of order.
it was out of order. You can sort of understand that why Nestle would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so yes, it's very important. Or else, how are you going to grow?
That's true. Yep. Wow. I feel like this topic, we can either go on about it or we can just cut it, because there's so much that can be said about a sisterhood. but we could go into the problems that we face as sisterhood. In sisterhoods, we have things like competition. We have things that are unspoken within, like we have not even like competition in the sense that I don't know, it is competition. I don't want to justify it and say
there is competition.
There is competition, but there's competition.
But then there can be competition that's good.
Oh no, yes, definitely.
There can be good competition, but then also what do you do when you realize listen, Ususwami is competing with me?
But in what sense though? In competing, this is the thing. So let's define this competition, right? So for example, I buy a Land Rover. Right? I buy a Land Rover and you decide you want to buy a Porsche. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't see that as competition. So when does the competition come out? That's what I want to know.
But even if you buy a Land Rover and then the other person buys the Land Rover inside,
yes, nothing wrong with
there's nothing wrong.
Yes.
But don't be sneaky. Don't be snaky. Don't be snaky.
Okay, let's use the car as an example. How would you be snaky?
Like
in the car situation.
Okay, like for example, let's say if I'm still looking to buy a car, for example, then I'll be like, yo, Lilita, I want the GLE, and then he's like, no, GLE is not nice. Don't watch what. And then I go and buy. Quick, Lilita's not coming to GLE. How?
What do you go buy? You go buy.
And now I go and buy
a
CLA. No, not even a man. Go and take it for Volvo.
Because
Lilita said no. Mercedes, she bashed like Mercedes to the core.
And you were sure, but
I was sure, but my friend maybe she's onto something.
She wouldn't just.
Now Lilita is now coming with the GLE. My dream car, but you bashed it like it was so bad. Now you're being snaky. Like,
okay, so what happens if I bashed the car? And then maybe like I bash the car today, and then next week I get a ride or a friend buys it, and they offer me a test drive. So what do I do? Do I come back and say, actually I went in, yeah, it's not bad.
Okay. It's a nice car. I like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you are not being.
Then you say I actually think I also would like to buy for myself.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah. Next thing, show me how. It's you.
All right. No, I hear you. Then there's. When does the line end with the competition though? Because you hear stories of sisters taking people's husbands.
Yay!
Sisters taking people's jobs, or like doing things that are very vindictive, very spiteful, things that are not, you can't even understand or fathom how somebody would do something like that. Like, when do you think that behavior starts? Because it doesn't, you don't start off by just saying, I want Lita's husband, then you take Lita's husband, It starts off with, why does she get to have that?
I think that's where the problem starts from. The small things on when your friend has something or your sister has something, you're like, why don't I have it? When you don't clap genuinely for your sister, like to genuinely say, oh wow,
be happy for them,
you deserve this. Because remember, this person, for you to even be happy for them is you've seen what they've been through. When you don't genuinely clap for the next person already, that's when the evilness has already
lived within you.
The seed has already been planted. Because then now you're gonna say, how come Lilita can have this? How come Lilita can do that?
And then
now you're gonna
actively now work,
and now you're gonna want everything that she wants.
And now you're gonna forget about yourself.
You forget what you actually want, because now you're gonna want now I want Lili's husband, because why can she have a husband who's gonna understand? But it's not your husband. Now I wanna live.
It doesn't mean that when he's your husband he's gonna understand you either. That's another thing that people don't get, that just because somebody has a certain thing doesn't mean that it's gonna fit perfectly into your life.
Exactly. And because once you start being envious of the other person's things, you forget of what you actually genuinely want for yourself. And those things are going to miss you, because now you are so focused on Lilita's life
that Essitu's life is now out the window.
Now Esitu, like, you find yourself in a situation like, what was I even doing with her husband? Like, you wasted your time because now you're chasing something that was never yours to begin with.
And
Now you want a little shoe, but you're not even a size 6. Why are you little shoe?
Why are you a size 4? It's not gonna fit you. Why are you doing it? It's big now. You can't even walk properly.
Why? The shoe is pinching you. Why? So I think I think people who do that, like the seed is always being there. Like they plant, it's someone who actually plants that seed, and it's if you don't work on yourself, that's when you get yourself in a situation where now you're now competing with your friend.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay, I have another question now. Let's say you and your friend have been coming up together, right? And things, you guys are both trying, or you understand, you guys are both trying, and then there's a time in our lives when things there's a breakthrough. But it can be spaced out between people. So now your friend, you guys have both been working at an entry-level job, and your friend gets a promotion, something that you have also wanted, right? There's nothing wrong with being happy for your friend, but also being in a place of, I really wanted that as well. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah, as long as you're not taking away from your friend.
Yes, but like sometimes you can like I'm saying,
for example, I had a conversation with a friend this week.
Yes.
So she was like, she was looking at me in the same field.
Yes.
And then she was like, she found herself asking herself, like, but God, why are you doing what you're doing for her, and but I've been praying for this too.
Yeah.
And then she went back to say, she's like, but I quickly checked myself out. I said, this is where the boundary, you can quickly cross a boundary of being envious of the other person, or just checking in to say, but God, this is what I also want this,
yeah.
but I don't want her to not have
so that I can have it.
Yes. It would be great if we both have it.
Okay, yes, that's where we go. That's where I was going. That the minute you want it for yourself and you don't want the next person, that's when it's wrong. Yes, I also was going to say that, because that's what I was going to. But sometimes there's things that you guys are both dreaming of, and
that's what even where the connection could have been.
Exactly,
but we both want towards
this. Yes. So when there's nothing wrong with asking or questioning the universe or God or whatever, but why is that happening and not happening? But your questioning must be in a thing of, but okay, fine, you've asked this. Now, how do you work towards getting it? And you getting it does not mean that it needs to be taken away from the next person.
Yes. So, as long as you don't want the other person to lose something that you want, but you still want it and you're questioning, it's okay. Because then that means you're willing to learn and to ask the next person, how did you do it?
Yes, how do I get there?
How do I get to where you are?
Yes.
That's good. But now if you're gonna want to be taken, that means you can do anything, you can remove everything to make sure that it's taken from that person and comes to you. That's when the problem starts. Yeah.
And guess like you say, like your friend was saying, the line, that line is a very thin line, very, very invisible. You can't even see it. And the minute you cross it, it's very hard to turn back.
Because she was even saying, if I, as your friend, can have that thought, what about the other people who don't know your story, who don't understand you? What are they willing to do to take it away from you? So if your friend can do that, and if they can actually have an honest conversation to realize that, if I cross this line,
it's out of order, it's bad.
It's bad. Call yourself back to yourself and say, fix yourself.
Yeah, ne?
Baby girl.
Life, ne? But I think it's important that we talk about these things, because we all have a journey that we are on.
Yeah. And
it's very easy to step out of your lane and into another person's lane. And then you start asking yourself, why is it not going right? Why is it not going right? Because I don't know now you step out of your lane. It's like, like when you're doing when you're racing on the track, you have different lanes. They give you a lane for a reason, and they give you these starting points as funny for a reason, because the person who's in the inner circle has less distance to cover than the person on the outside. Do you know that?
Yes.
And
And the finish line,
and
yeah.
the finish line as well, yes. So that's the thing. The minute you start crossing over now, you're moving into somebody else's territory. You first of all you can bump them, they can fall out of the way. So now you are willing to do anything and everything so that you can win.
Yeah.
But at what cost?
And also because then if you're gonna move from the inner circle, you are looking at who Esther was in the beginning circle, you're thinking that you're gonna end up making your journey even longer because
now you're crossing over different.
you're crossing into other people's lanes.
Why?
Of the ground that you've already covered, but
Because you want to get there. Because
you want to make sure that
Esther get there. No. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think that was a nice little conversation. Tell us what you guys think. Do you think that sisterhoods and friendships are something that build you as an individual, or are they things that destroy you? And I'm putting it out there because some people do not have a positive
outlook
on this kind of relationship because they've been knocked, they've been dealt with accordingly.
Yep.
So tell us about those situations. Tell us, guys. Tell us the situation that you've been through. We want to know. Tell us. Don't you want to know?
I cut.
And you will find another thing that some people are not even open to it anymore because of how badly they were hurt before. But if you really allow yourself, it can really be a really positive thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Anyways, thank you guys for listening to us. This is Let's Chat with Lily, and I'm your host, Lily.
And Co, aka Essie,
on Let's Chat with
Lily E.